See, Donald Trump now, he does send military personnel from US to Nigeria. May he come save all the Nigerian within Nigeria. Mona listen to this message and Mona share as they hot. It does set.
State military aircraft have landed in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, marking the beginning of a major deployment of American troops to Nigeria to assist in the fight against terrorism. A military plane touched down at the airbase in Maiduguri on Thursday night, followed by additional aircraft on Friday carrying equipment, ammunition, and personnel. By Friday evening, 3 American planes were spotted at the base with equipment being offloaded under the supervision of U.S. military personnel. This represents the first wave of approximately 200 American intelligence analysts, advisors, and trainers who will be working alongside Nigerian forces in targeted counter-terrorism operations. The deployment has been confirmed by both Nigerian and American officials, with Major General Samaila Uba, spokesman for Nigeria's defense headquarters, stating that the United States is providing troops to assist in training and technical support. The initial group of roughly 100 troops will steadily arrive over the weekend, with additional aircraft carrying more personnel and equipment expected to land in the coming weeks. These flights are just the beginning of what will be a continuous stream of military transport planes landing at 3 main locations across Nigeria, according to a U.S. Defense Department official who spoke on condition of anonymity. The American troops are not coming for combat roles, but rather to provide specialized expertise that the Nigerian military currently lacks. Their mission includes capacity building, professional military education, intelligence sharing, logistics support, and strategic dialogue aimed at addressing terrorism and transnational threats. Because these troops are landing in remote locations with limited infrastructure, much of their early work will involve setting up secure communications, establishing base infrastructure, and ensuring operational security in collaboration with their Nigerian counterparts. The deployment will supplement a small team of American advisors who have already been on the ground in Nigeria for some time. This unprecedented military cooperation between Nigeria and the United States follows months of escalating pressure from President Donald Trump, who has been sharply critical of the Nigerian government for what he describes as its failure to protect Christians from deadly attacks by Islamist militants and armed militias. In late December, President Trump ordered a surprise missile strike in Nigeria on Christmas Day, targeting what he called terrorist camps in Sokoto State. The strikes were symbolic, with Trump later acknowledging that he deliberately timed the operation to deliver what he called a Christmas present to the insurgents. He had previously threatened to go into Nigeria with military force if the violence against Christians did not stop, describing it as an existential threat to Christianity. If you are finding this report informative and want to understand how international military cooperation works and what it means for Nigeria's security, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you never miss critical updates on developments that affect our country. However, the Nigerian government has firmly rejected President Trump's characterization of the violence as a Christian genocide. Nigerian officials maintain that terrorist groups, including Boko Haram and ISIS West Africa, have made no distinction between Christians and Muslims in their attacks, with extremists killing thousands of people at churches, mosques, and villages without discrimination. Beyond religious sectarianism, Nigerian authorities emphasize that much of the violence also stems from long-standing disputes over land and water resources between farming and herding communities, particularly in the Middle Belt region, where climate change and population growth have intensified competition for scarce resources. Moving forward, the combined U.S. and Nigerian forces will build joint mission planning capabilities, relying on intelligence gathered from both Nigerian and American sources. This includes data from U.S. surveillance flights that have been operating from a base in neighboring Ghana since late last year. The surveillance operations provide real-time information about terrorist movements, hideouts, and planned attacks, which will be crucial in targeting high-value individuals and disrupting terrorist networks. The Americans bring advanced drone technology, precision air capabilities, and sophisticated intelligence gathering tools that Nigeria does not currently possess in sufficient quantities. While General Uba declined to say exactly how long the American troops would be deployed in Nigeria, Pentagon officials have suggested that this specific mission is temporary and focused on supporting a particular set of operations. The flow of forces is scheduled to last for a couple of months, though officials have indicated that successful joint operations could lead to further deployments in the future. This represents a significant shift in U.S. military engagement in West Africa, particularly after America was forced to abandon its bases in neighboring Niger following a military coup in that country in 2024. Security and defense experts have weighed in on the deployment, describing it as technical support rather than a combat mission. Retired Army Intelligence Corps officer Chris Andrew explained that the Americans are bringing specialized expertise, particularly in drone operations and precision air capabilities, not frontline fighters. The focus is on training Nigerian personnel to use advanced equipment, improving intelligence gathering and analysis, and helping the military develop more effective strategies for combating terrorism. This approach is meant to build Nigeria's long-term capacity to handle its security challenges independently rather than creating dependence on foreign troops. General Dagvin Anderson, commander of U.S. Africa Command, emphasized that this mission is focused on partnership and mutual respect for Nigeria's sovereignty. All engagements will be conducted in accordance with existing bilateral frameworks, with Nigerian forces remaining fully in charge of all operations and decision-making on the ground. The goal is to protect innocent lives and disrupt violent extremist organizations wherever they operate, while respecting the territorial integrity and independence of partner nations. The arrival of U.S. troops in Maiduguri carries symbolic significance, as the city has been the epicenter of the Boko Haram insurgency for a decade. Maiduguri has endured countless suicide bombings, attacks, and displacement of millions of people, making it a fitting location for international efforts to combat terrorism. The presence of American forces sends a message to terrorist groups that they now face not just the Nigerian military, but also the technological and intelligence capabilities of the United States military.